Okay, welcome to QBA 2302, and we are going to go through Canvas really quick, just showing you where everything is and how to just navigate everything. Hopefully, you started out by clicking on that fun little button that says, right up at the top, it says Start Here. So I'll probably even put something that says click here, start here. Um, so we're going to go through this really quick. This is the course introduction, and you'll see this is the QPA intro, the syllabus, and we're going to go through the syllabus and the course introduction really quick. Essentially, what you're going to want to do is download this, and you'll notice when you download this and follow along, what we're going through right now is actually very similar to this. And I just need to exit out of that. I hate this. Where's the exit? Oh, close. Okay, so course textbook. I'd encourage you to get this, a step-by-step introduction to stats for business, second edition. You can get it at these different places. It's a rather cheap textbook, and it's really good, especially towards the beginning of the semester and towards the end of the semester. It doesn't have a lot for probability, so when we get to the probability section, you'll notice that we don't use it very much, but we do use it pretty much every other time. Zoom. We do not have actual Zoom meetings in this online course. What we do have is we have recorded lectures, and then we have group meetings. I have you guys break up into groups, and you can meet with your groups. And then I also have meeting times for you to be able to meet with me, office hours, so on and so forth, which I'll show you that in just a minute. Office hours. So my office hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. and then on Mondays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And you can set up 15-minute appointments for individuals or 30-minute appointments for your groups. And you can book your appointments if you go to the main screen. Right here, you'll see, I'm going to go back to home. It says book office hours right there. So you click on the book office hours and it brings you to this fun little dun dun dun, dun. Here's some information. I want individual office hours. Here's the different places that you can schedule. This is still set up from last semester, so I got to fix this. But it'll have all the open times. Same thing for group meetings. It'll have all the open times for that as well. And so we're going to go back to start here. So office hours. Just make sure that you're on time, that you've completed the readings, that you're ready to meet when you set up office hours, because I want to help you as best as we can. And with this being an accelerated course, it goes really fast, and I want to make sure that we make the most of your time and my time as well. And then when we do meet, if you're like, oh, okay, so how do we meet when we have office hours? Just go back to that home screen and you click on this Zoom button. This Zoom button will bring you directly to my office hours. So if it's time for your office hours, just come to Canvas, click on this Zoom button, and it'll automatically, oh, here's the Zoom meeting. Do you want to go to this meeting? Yes, I do want to go to that meeting. And it'll literally bring you straight to my meeting room, which is really nice. And then, so quizzes, let's see, office hours. Yeah, we'll get into the group meetings in just a little bit as well, and we'll talk about that. Quizzes, it's a little bit different this accelerated summer semester. The reason being is because you literally pretty much have a quiz every single day. I don't really like that, but I really value quizzes because you can get immediate feedback. And so when you get the quiz, you're like, oh, okay, I know what I got wrong right away, and it helps you to make sure that you're on the right path, and just corrects you when you're like, hey, what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm doing wrong? And so that's the reason why I have quizzes every day. During a traditional semester, it would be 2 quizzes a week, but essentially 2 days is the equivalence of a week for this. So, and then exams, you'll get the hang of the quizzes. I do my best to keep the quizzes pretty consistent. And for the first week, I make it so that you can turn in all your quizzes up until Sunday at 11:59, but don't use that to allow yourself to get behind. Because that's essentially the entire first unit. Exams. A total of 4 exams will be administered during the semester. You can use your notes, your books. You can use pretty much anything else that you want, but you can't talk to anyone else. And I also don't want you using Chegg or Course Hero or someplace else that has exam questions listed. I actually caught somebody doing this. They put out all of my questions on Chegg or something to that effect. And I actually caught them a year and a half later after I didn't even know what Chegg was until last year. But I caught them a year and a half later, and they just left their fun little digital footprint everywhere. So just be very aware that I do track what it is that you do. Also, when you take exams, you're going to be recording yourself via Zoom. I don't use a lockdown browser because I really want you to be able to use Excel, and you can't use Excel with a lockdown browser. But with exams, they're open book, open note. You can listen to music. Um, I would really like for your phone to be off, and for you to not have access to it. It'd be really good if you put your phone far away from you when you're taking your exam. It just makes it that much harder for you to cheat. And if I see you checking your phone in the middle of the exam, that's going to be a red flag for me. So please keep your phone as far away from you as possible, or just completely turn it off. Then let's see here. Every effort should be made to take the exam when it's time for you to take the exam. Also, you have individual exams. Your individual exams are going to be opened up on Sunday, and they will close on the due date for the exam. And then you have a group exam with your group the very next day. And the group exam is just a time for you to come together as a group, talk amongst yourselves about the exam, say, okay, this is what I struggled with. This is, what I felt good about. And then you can answer the questions. I'll give you another exam, essentially a shorter exam with all of the questions that were most missed. And then you work together as a group to submit one exam. Don't submit more than one. You're just choose one person to submit one exam, and that'll be your grade for the group exam. It's worth a little bit less. I think it's worth like 25 points or 33 points per group exam. Sorry, it's late. I really should have done this recording earlier, but I didn't. So group exams, then you've got a final project. Well, you've got a unit 3 group project, then you've got a final project. These final projects, they're actually going to be a little bit easier than what they've been in the past. I would say that these projects are essentially, okay, you've taken what you've learned and you're now doing it in Excel. And then you're telling me the insight that you're getting from analyzing content, analyzing data in Excel. And so it's not supposed to be tremendously difficult, but what it is supposed to do is it's supposed to say, okay, do you have the skill set to be able to go into the real world, analyze data in Excel, and get results, get interpretable results, and interpret it for your client based on what it is that you've learned in QBA. And so that's what this is doing. And I am making it a little bit less cumbersome than in the past for 2 reasons. Number one, we have a shorter semester, and I want to give you every opportunity possible to succeed. And I don't feel like the way that I had it set up would allow you to succeed. I think that you would be pulling your hair out. So I'm trying to make it so that you guys can get it done without, pulling your hair out, if you will. And then next, you're going to go to a syllabus quiz. Now, we didn't go through the whole syllabus, so I'd suggest that you download the syllabus. So you got the syllabus right here, and it's got all the information very similar to what we just went through. You've got your readings, and then your homework quizzes, your exams, all this information. Now, this group participation something that we haven't really talked about yet. Group participation is you are required to essentially meet with a group. I'm putting you in a group, and you're required to meet in that group 2 times per week, in addition to the group exams. So you're taking 3 group exams, and then you're meeting 2 times a week with your group. And I promise you, this group is one of the most beneficial assets that you will have in this course, because you can talk with them, work things out, and just have more of a community, of saying, okay, we're going to come together, ask questions, answer questions, and help one another out as we go through QBA. And you do also have a group project towards the end, but for every single meeting that you attend, it's essentially a free 5 points. So look at this group participation is literally a free 5% of your grade. And then your group exam, those group exams, they're really not supposed to be, I would love for everyone to get 100% on all those group exams. Now I know not everyone does get 100%, but once again, I want you guys to score really high. I want you guys to work together. I want you guys to support one another, and so I look at that as almost like a free 15% for your grade right off the top. um and then when you come to these group participations, you'll see in the very first meeting I have a prompt for you. It says, okay, I want you guys to set up these times right away, make sure that you guys are all on the same page, so that way you can plan to be there. And then you turn in group meeting information every single time, and I can show that to you really quick. So you go, let's see, home, you go to group meeting notes submission. I'll make this bigger too, so that way it's easier to see. You'll see week 1, group meeting 1, week 1, group meeting 2, exam 1, group meeting, week 2, group meeting 2. I don't know why this is, there we go. It really should be, I'll put these in order. I don't know why these are not in order. And but so on week 1, group meeting 1, you'll notice I have this is probably the longest prompt out of all of them, but it says, okay, here's what I want you to do. And then I want you to get down your meeting times for the entire semester. And then I want you to tell something interesting about yourselves, come up with a group name, and then respond back to me with all this information. And whoever's there will essentially get a free 5 points. And so that's how that works. And then let's see here, let's go back to the syllabus. Okay. And I'll be reading those, and so if there's people who are constantly not there, I'll be aware of that. And then also for your final project, I do this very intentionally, that the final projects, or the projects in and of themselves, can actually be done by one single person, and they really are set up to be done by one single person. But I have you together in groups, so that way you guys can work together and make sure that you're doing it correctly. And make sure that you guys turn in something. Once again, this is essentially, oh, it's supposed to say 13%. I have a new syllabus that I just updated, but that's supposed to be 13%. So 13% right here, that could be really close to almost like a 100% on everything that you're doing there, because I want you guys to turn in something that's really solid, that you work together and you're like, okay, we got this. But if you have group members that aren't pulling their weight, and you literally have a group member that doesn't show up to your group meetings all semester, they have group evaluations, group member evaluations. And so based on what your group gives you for your evaluation, it serves as a multiplier to tell you what you would get out of. So say your group gets 75 points, you might only get 50 points if you didn't show up that often. Or if you didn't contribute, if you didn't do the work. And there's a really objective way that I have you guys rate one another to be able to do that. So, but if you do a really good job working together, this is like a free 13%. The group participation, that's 5%, and then 10%. So that's essentially 28%. And then looking at this, the group activities is another free 3%. So that's a free 31% of your grade right off the bat. That you should get really close to 100% on all of that, which just leaves the quizzes and the exams um, for the rest of the rest of the stuff. So just be aware that it really is right off the bat set up for you to succeed there. The very bottom, this is the course schedule, and because we are on such a tight schedule, I made this very clear and succinct, saying, okay, we've got these dates, and this is what you should be doing every single day to keep on task for you to finish strong throughout the course of the semester. So as long as you keep up with this, you should be good. Now, I do have a little bit of flexibility. So like I have due dates. It says the due date is Tuesday, but I give you until Wednesday to turn it in. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you've got this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I technically give you until Sunday to turn it in. So the due dates are normally Wednesday, and or I have the actual due dates, but I give you until Wednesday and I give you until Sunday to turn certain things in. So if you're struggling through things and you're like, okay, I'm trying to figure this out, there's a little bit of leeway in there, but not too much leeway that'll allow you to fall behind, because you've got to be caught up by every single Wednesday and Sunday. The exception is like this measures of position and dispersion has to be turned in before the exams. So all the quizzes for that unit have to be turned in before the exam. Other than that, I give you until Wednesday and Sunday to catch up every single week. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice as well. Okay, so that's the syllabus. I would suggest for you to be successful in this course, you really need to spend probably around 3 hours a day. Think of it like you're spending 3 hours in a classroom and then you're taking a quiz at the end of that class. And that's really how this course is supposed to be set up. And I know that might sound like, holy cow, you expect me to spend 3 hours every single day? Well, that's the nature of having an accelerated course. Is you're supposed to spend 3 hours in class, and instead of me saying, okay, you're spending 3 hours in class and then I'm sending you home to do your homework, I'm saying I expect you to spend about 3 hours a day, Monday through Saturday. So there is that additional 3 hours on Saturday, or 3.5 hours Monday through Friday, to be really on top of everything that you're doing. And if you do that, I really honestly believe you shouldn't have any problem finishing this course with a B to an A. And even though it's a lot of material, I really am doing everything that I can to set you up to be successful. I'm going through my lectures and trying to streamline things. I'm actually redoing some of my later lectures to try to just make things a little bit clearer and more concise. I actually got rid of the very first Excel workbook just because I wanted it to be a little bit more clear and a little bit more concise. So the very first week is the only week that you don't have an Excel workbook. Every other week you have an Excel workbook. That being said, let's look at the rest of Canvas. So every single week you're going to have, like for instance, we're in Unit 1 descriptive statistics, and you'll see, okay, Unit 1, Topic 1, here's the textbook. There's only 2 topics for which I have the textbook. Other than that, make sure that you get the textbook as soon as possible. And then you go through these presentations, and then you have a Word workbook. Now, I actually got rid of this Excel workbook, so just ignore this. But you'll notice, okay, we've got this Word workbook right here. And so you've got all this information that you fill in. And this is what you do for the first 2 days of the course, is just this Word workbook and going through these videos. Just these 3 videos, actually. I don't believe, or these 4, because this one goes over the Word workbook as well. And then this right here is your group meeting, and literally you just go through each one of these basically every 2 days. So you're doing this the first 2 days, this the next 2 days, this the next 2 days, and then you're taking the exam. And so you just go through this, you follow along, and it'll bring you from start to end with everything that it is that I want you to do. And then same thing here from start to end with everything that it is that I want you to do. And then I'll also do my best to send you emails every single week of everything that you should be doing as well. I'll be honest, I really hate this accelerated pace. I like taking my time, making sure that you guys are really feeling good about everything. But that being said, I don't want you to wait to ask questions. Please contact me via the group me, set up office hours, do what you can to connect with me as soon as possible so that way we can get you set up to succeed. Other than that, I think that's all that I've got for this. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we've got Zoom, office hours. I do have an entire YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to if you want to. There's a whole bunch of videos on here by a whole bunch. I don't even know how many. There's probably over 100. But I do have all the videos from there set up really nicely throughout all of this. And then your group meetings are right here. Your quizzes, you click on quizzes, it'll bring you to all the quizzes. So all the quizzes are right there. Um, and then yeah, so everything is set up for you to be able to navigate through this really quickly. And if you're confused on something, just let me know and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks so much, and I look forward to getting to know you. Bye.